Hey, what is going on, crypto people? It is the Crypto Siege with another day in the life and the crazy life that is the digital asset space. Good morning, happy Saturday. Good morning, good afternoon, and I'm sure good evening. Happy Saturday to each and every one of you. Wow, what an exciting time to be an early adopter in this new asset class that is the digital asset space. That's right, guys. Drive time video. I know it has been a while, or a minute as we like to say, right? So excited to come to you guys this morning with just a little bit of news. Listen, I don't know what's going on with the SEC, but it ain't great. It is not great. What the wide world? That is, I don't even understand how they can possibly, like, it's a good thing that this SEC versus Ripple is all kind of over the phone and via video, via whatever the online thing that they're doing, because I'm not sure these SEC lawyers want to show their faces anywhere. I mean, this is, golly, this is embarrassing. A motion to reconsider Hinman's position being his public opinion on Ethereum. You know, they want to change it from his personal opinion to now say that it was not his personal opinion, it was not the opinion of the SEC, but it was just the opinion of a certain department, corporation of finance within the SEC, is laughable. I mean, it's laughable. Laughable. It really is. It's laughable. That this is where they're going. It is going to now. And Judge Torres, she can't be happy about seeing something as maddening as that. Like, it almost feels like they. I don't know. I listened to Jeremy Hogan this morning and late last night, and like he was, he's saying that they could lose everything. They could lose, not just the fair notice. They could lose just like everything with this move. And this move is kind of putting them in a position like a gambit where, they're hoping to be a gambit, but they're going to put themselves in a gambit that they're going to lose something by this move either way. It is not great at all. It really is. Really is not. Now, this fair notice defense is massive. It's massively important, I think, for Ripple. But Ripple could just win on so many other different fronts. It's just not a great look for the SEC. It really is not. Hogan did a great video. Go, guys, make sure, Attorney Hogan, make sure you go check him out on Legal Briefs on YouTube and watch the Big Blunder video that he put out late last night. Just not great at all. And you can read the tweets from Brad Garlinghouse and Stuart Alderati about these legal memos now that came out, the unsealed documents. And it looks really, 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 really good for Ripple. And it's so funny too, because I remember when the Modern Investor, gosh, it must have been 4 or 5 years ago, he said this about Ripple. He said it looks as though Ripple has got some people to come in and help them figure out a way to make this XRP thing not look like a security. They got to do whatever they need to do that. And he said it felt like this was what we're doing, because back then, 4 or 5 years ago, if not longer, the Modern Investor, the OG of the crypto space without question, he talked about the moves that Ripple and Brad and Garland, Larson were making, and he said, it seems like they're just bringing people in. They've had talks with people to figure out a way to make this come across as less and less of a security. And these memos, these unsealed documents, show exactly that. They sought counsel and they did the things necessary, from the open coin to whatever, that transition, to make sure that this thing and what they do is not in any way, shape, or form or fashion to make the digital asset, right? Back then they called it Ripple credits, come across as a security in the SEC's eyes. So they were doing this way back whenever, 8 years ago. 8 years ago. 8 years ago they did this. They made these moves. And to any intelligent person that they look at these, what do you think Judge Torres is going to say when they look at that memo? Well, she's already looked at it, right? Well, it seems like to me that they were doing everything, they were taking any means necessary to make sure that they did not violate securities laws under the SEC. I mean, if it's clear to Attorney Filan, Jimmy James Filan, and if it's clear to, because Jimmy James did a tweet about it. He did like a 5 or 6 tweet thread about what the moves that Ripple did and how it really, really looks great for them, that they were considering this and they were being careful and they wanted to make sure that they did their homework and their due diligence. They brought a law firm in, etc., 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 to not violate securities laws. Yeah. Shout out to the Modern Investor, TMI, the Modern Investor, for calling that way back when. Way back when. So it's not great. It is not great at all. And it feels like this is all coming, to a point where the XRP is going to be the only one. Right? The XRP is going to be the only one. Now, there's stuff going on with BlockFi, not great, guys. That $100 million fine, not great for the overall space, because the SEC can, now they can kind of claim this and that, and I guess it was a settlement, and now we got Nexo changing up their model in reference to this BlockFi settlement. They're changing up their model. Now, the great thing about Celsius, just to let you know, Celsius has been they took a move that is very, very, very different than all the other platforms. And from the beginning, from day one, they said they're going to act as though the Cell token is a security. What does that mean? When they go into the SEC to file paperwork, they're going to file it as though the Cell token is a security, and the activities around it are such. And so they filed this paperwork, they filed that paperwork, they did all of that stuff, so that they're in a position where they filed the necessary paperwork and got this paperwork back, right? They're all, whatever it be, registrations, whatever the SEC might want them to do, they did it. So I think that Celsius is in a better position than Nexo or BlockFi certainly are, right? So of course, the SEC, if they want to, they can find anything to find anyone. Let me say that again. The SEC can find anything to find FIE, get some money from anyone. You gotta understand that this freaking, this offhand agency, government agency, they can do pretty much whatever they want to do. And they have to get funding. So they have to come up with a way to find some people and make you feel like, oh, we were kind enough to just only find you $100 million. Because that's how they build out their business. They got to have money to continue these enforcement actions. So just understand that. So for all the Celsius people out there, all the Celsians that may or may not be concerned, I would just tell you that, look, I would not doubt it if SEC comes up with some way to find Celsius network. I would not doubt it. But I don't believe it's going to be in any way, shape, form, or fashion as severe as $100 million. And because, again, Celsius is probably going to, it's going to be a give and take there. Celsius is certainly not going to fight, in a big time way to say, oh, no, we've been from day one doing whatever you need. They're going to come up with some fine, 5, 10 million, maybe 15, to say that they came up with something. Celsius is managing over $20 billion in assets under management. They just got over $700 million seed round funded to them. So they have plenty of cash. I'm certain that they'll come up with meeting somewhere along and halfway, if you will, and paying some type of fine. But they're not going to have to change their model like Nexus is happening to do. because they've been from day one again, acting as if the cell token is a security in terms of working with the SEC. So I think that is smart. So I don't think we have to worry about that too much. Look, I heard this morning from Miss Crypto Siege, XRP is 84 cents. When did that happen? I don't even know when that happened, but cool. That's great. That is awesome. But the Bitcoin dominance is, I believe, still right at 40%. That's not great. We got to get that to change. Blockchain backer kind of sort of gave a time frame for some stuff. He don't like doing that. So he said, we're going to look to see what this Bitcoin move is going to be today and tomorrow, right, over the weekend. Is it going to go to new all-time lows? Or is it going to do this, this ABC correction and get back up, retrace to that 55,000 mark? Is it going to begin that move, in that direction? So we'll see. But he also said around 30 days for this alt thing. Why am I turning here?
I don't know. I was wondering.
For this alt thing. Yeah. Around 30 days for this altcoin thing. For the alts to do their thing. So, yeah, it's not like blockchain backer to give time, time frames, right? Because he says it's really, really hard to kind of calculate that. So we'll see. We shall see how that goes. But it's going to be really, really interesting for me to see that come to fruition. So pay attention to this weekend. Pay attention to Bitcoin this weekend. See how that goes. I got to make it Yui. And then, within the 30 days. So, again, it's just kind of historical. He's going back to kind of things and historically happened with Bitcoin with the retrace and the alt move. So it's looking like around 30 days or so, right? So I would say 4 or 5 weeks-ish to kind of finally see. It seems like crypto does things in March, right? We had the madness in March that took the market down, but we also had that March-April thing that took the alts up, right? Remember when alts went crazy? It was that March time frame as well, if I'm not mistaken. So we'll see. I'm excited for it. I can't wait to see kind of what's going to happen, because we've been in this, we've been waiting for a while now. Yeah, and he also said, if that Bitcoin does do that retrace, it's time to kind of look into that 65% exiting thing, right? So we'll be doing more than 65% exiting, probably around that. But in any case, we'll see what this XRP thing gets into. Again, I don't know if you've been on my live stream, but I was saying that my guy, Alessio Rastani, this was not encouraging news, okay? $8.70 on the low end for XRP, but not until the end of next year, 2023. That's what my guy Alessio was saying. That's not great. That is not great. So we'll see. We'll see what's going to happen next month. We'll see what's going to happen with Bitcoin this weekend. We'll pay attention to it, kind of keep you updated on that as well. So listen, that's going to wrap it up for me, guys. Listen, never ever forget this. Old money doesn't want you to win. They don't want us to win. They would rather that we remain a cog in their perpetual wheel of trading our time for dollars. They don't want us to play in the same playground that they play in, where we allow our money to work for us. This is our chance to win, guys. The digital asset space is our chance to win. We are in the midst of the greatest transfer of wealth in the history of man. Are you participating, or are you standing on the sidelines? Here's what I do know, that the battle for you has already been fought, and the victory is yours. Go get it. I'll talk to you soon, guys. See ya. Bye.